Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Owens Center for the Bradley Braves and ISU Cyclones hockey match after a 3-2 loss for the Braves last night, which was a really good effort by both sides, both having a lot of offensive opportunities and both goaltenders also playing really well. It was really well matched. Do you think we'll see that today?
Yeah, certainly. I think we're going to see another close game today. Last year when Bradley took on Iowa State won all the games, and quite handily for Iowa State. This year it's something different. See the Bradley team, they actually come out to an early lead, 2-0. However, it was 1-0, and then Iowa State was able to battle back. Braves got back up on the advantage 2-1, and with only 24 seconds left within the third period, Iowa State ends up taking the lead. So an unfortunate way for the Braves to take a loss last night. However, they have shown that they can stick with this team that's playing D2 hockey.
Yeah, they really have shown that they do have the ability to stay with this ISU squad. It's just at the end of the day, you got to finish off teams, and they couldn't hold their lead. And hopefully they can come back today with the same focus because it's hard to do that 2 days in a row. So we'll have to see if they can come out with the same energy as they did yesterday in Game 1. Cyclones come in ranked number 10. Faceoff is won by the Braves. It is back to Esposito. Esposito behind the goal goes to Blackburn. Blackburn sends it up. Tried to send it up, but his pass was cut off. It eventually goes to Baldwin. Baldwin plays it, but Rathke will get there first. Rathke sends it around. Eventually comes to Blackburn. Blackburn with it. Safani sends it ahead. Now Amato with it. Amato goes to Esposito. Esposito carrying, sends it up for Blackburn. Blackburn chases it into the corner, rings around, and that'll be an icing.
Yeah, that pass from Esposito to Blackburn was about hip height, unfortunately for the Braves. Esposito wasn't able to get a stick on it, so Blackburn will stay out there. However, Rathke and Peters were able to get off, so Demski and Tintera replace him, and Blackburn will probably go straight to the bench. Cole Harris to take his place.
Won by Iowa State. Shot goes behind the goal where it is played by the Braves. Now coming up the boards that was Demski. Now it's Harris battling in there before it is eventually played back out. Behind goal goes right. Now carrying ahead is cut off. Good by Tintera. Still in that Bradley zone though. It's touched along by Sarbiker. Sarbiker ringing around. Sarbiker leaves it back for Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall, he's cut off. Send to center ice. Goes all the way for Rutkowski to retrieve. Rutkowski will start the rush. Goes right to Pfeifless. Pfeifless avoids one, now enters the zone. Pfeifless rings around the goal. Still with it. Pfeifless unable to do much with it, and Norton sends it ahead to Demski. Demski sends it in. He'll chase his dump. Demski chasing hard. It is taken by Pfeifless. Pfeifless sends it around. Now it's up ahead. Left side off the stick. Mata trying to clear, unable to. It comes to Zimmerman. Zimmerman will ring around the goal, looking for a centering option. Finds Orchiller at the top, but his shot was blocked. And Norton will send it ahead off the glass. It's gloved and held by Zimmerman. Zimmerman goes left. Now it's passed on ahead. Amato will get there first. Amato rings it around for Blackburn. Blackburn trying to continue it on, but he's met by a couple red jerseys. Stalled in the corner. Eventually it comes out. Now it's taken by Blackburn. Blackburn trying to send it ahead. Shot is deflected wide by Osborne. Back the other way comes Tintera. Tintera. Eventually it is sent to Szurek. Szurek plays back to Safani. Safani plays up. Now it's played along, but it's cut off by Dembski, or Barnett rather. Barnett tried to cut off the pass. Eventually comes to Blackburn. Blackburn over to Esposito. Esposito off the glass. His pass off the mark. Zurich enters, and that'll be offsides after Zurich cuts it in the zone.
A lot of continuous play there. We talked about, you mentioned Zurich right there. A lot of similarities between Zurich and Esposito. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, but prominent puck-moving defensemen. They definitely prominent on the special teams, but also at even strength play as well. They get a lot of puck time.
Here's Wavon. Wavon sends it in the middle, deflected on by Tintera. It's in the behind the goal. Kept in by Wavon. Wavon fires a shot. That's blocked in front. Now it's Zurich with it. He chips it ahead. Trying to stick down was Wavon, but it gets ahead of him. His good stick by Wavon to avoid a shot going on target. Iowa State still with it in the Bradley zone. Barnett now. Barnett challenging. Eventually gets to Wavon. Wavon sends it to neutral territory. In comes Baldwin. Baldwin with a shot. That goes well wide. Cut off by Rutkowski. Backhanded, not very strong. Rutkowski now with it again. Goes center to Von Leeuwenhall. Leeuwenhall unable to do much with that puck. It's kept in. No, it was not fanned on a shot. Was Bonvin. And back the other way comes Norton. Norton, he's got a man in front. Couldn't find him. Good defense by Rutkowski. Still in that Iowa State zone, though. Shot on by Esposito. Tip by Norton was gloved and held by Galliard.
Good stop there by Galliard, but I want to highlight a play back at the other end. Joe Power Wavon made a spectacular defensive play, diving, able to break up the pass. Joe Power Wavon, a product of the Peoria Mustangs. If you notice the logo in the middle of this ice rink, that's his former team, makes a spectacular defensive play to keep this game at zeros.
So Zurich with it, he tried to send it ahead, was caught off by Blackburn. Now eventually it does go ahead. Shot on by Sarbaker. That one was blocked. Well blocked. Battle ensues. Shot on by Borchiller. It's gloved and held by Osborne.
It looked like Von Leeuwenhall may have gotten a tip on that shot. We saw a little bit of a net front presence in yesterday's game, more for cross crease or centering opportunities, but looks like both teams are going to try the redirect option a little bit in this game as well.
Braves win the draw back, but it comes to Zimmerman. Zimmerman shot is deflected into the corner where Barnett will come away with it and send it up ahead to Tintera. Tintera, he's stripped of the puck. Back the other way comes Borchiller. Borchiller enters the zone. Backhands trying to find Krolik on the far side. Krolik trying to chip it ahead. He's met by two Braves. Comes to Esposito. Esposito plays it around for Peters. Peters sends it ahead. And that should be icing. So we'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, that'll be the case. Rathke, Peters, and Blackburn, that line's going to stay out there.
And we saw yesterday a lot of Iowa State shots coming before the blue line even, really trying to test Sule last night. So we'll see if they keep trying to take shots from wherever they can, because they're very aggressive on that end. It's kept in the zone, eventually cleared out for Safani to retrieve. Icing waved off. Safani is met by Blackburn. Backhands. Coming up the right side, Zimmerman. Zimmerman's cross pass. Now it's delayed. Borchiller tried to get a shot off. A good stick there to keep it away. Chipped out by Blackburn for Safani to retrieve. Safani's met by Dembski. Now backhanded and played along by Pfeifless. Pfeifless chasing his own dump. Trying to get it out is Harris. Eventually does. Safani trying to find Zurich. Pass was off the mark. Here's Barnett enters zone. Barnett's shot is blocked by Galliard. Here's Tintera into the corner. Tintera backhands trying to find Cole Harris. And it's cut off, and we have a whistle and a stoppage.
Trying to see exactly what the call is here. Maybe they waved it down as a hand pass. Certainly doesn't look like a penalty, so offensive zone face-off here for Bradley.
Eventually it is taken by the Cyclones. Backhanded ahead. Now it's chipped in by Rawling. Rawling puts a hit on. Zafani in there. Still in that corner. Ramsey comes up with it. Ramsey now trying to make a move on Columby. Columby, good use of the body there. Goes right side. Here's Dory. Dory sends it in. Norton will chase it. Norton with Sejurik on him. Norton trying to get around Sejurik. Puck comes loose. Now Norton's able to get there, but it's sent on by Lee. Played up ahead. Here come the Cyclones the other way. One who went in dumping was Ramsey. So the Braves will get it behind their net and reestablish an offense. Going left is Esposito. Esposito goes long to Peters. Peters will shoot 1-on-2. Gets his rebound, went over the goal. Good shot and follow-up. Couldn't put it home. And back the other way comes the Cyclones. Passes off the mark for Lee, but Lee does get there behind the goal. Eventually, Esposito is able to come away with it. Goes to Blackburn. Blackburn tried to get it ahead. Eventually does come back to Esposito. Esposito enters the zone with a little bit of speed. Tried to fire a shot. Was blocked. Back the other way come the Cyclones, but it's kept in by Demski. And maybe it was just not, he was just not able to keep it in, so we'll have a whistle for offsides.
Yeah, just barely comes past the blue line, so it'll be offsides. But Peters had a great chance on his most previous shift. Able to follow up off of his initial shot, get the rebound. Unfortunately, the puck was on edge, so he wasn't able to get a clean shot off.
That'll be interference. Interference called on Sarbiker. He hit Demski away from the puck. First power play for the Braves.
It's right off of the chance from Peters. Bradley's going to get themselves a power play on the interference call. Demski's good at that kind of stuff. He's good at antagonizing the other team, getting them to take penalties. And it pays off here. Bradley gets the first power play of the game.
Tintera wins the draw. It's played back to Esposito. Esposito over to Barnett. No, that's Tintera. No, that was Demski. Eventually, it gets to Tintera behind the goal. Tintera leaves it back for Demski. Now Tintera with it. Looking for a centering option. It's blocked aside. Now goes up to Esposito. Esposito with Amato is left. Esposito will fire. That's blocked aside by Galliard. Tintera able to get there in the corner. Tintera getting pulled. Eventually, it comes to Safani. Safani trying to clear the zone. It's kept in by Esposito. Esposito pokes along. Centering pass was off the mark. Here's Amato. Amato getting pursued by Lee. Going around the goal is Esposito. Esposito coming the other way. Will enter the zone. Now Blackburn. He's unable to get it back in. Slapped over to Blackburn. Blackburn brings it around, but to nobody really, where it's met by Zimmerman. Zimmerman lays it back for Rutkowski. Rutkowski sends it up, but it's cut off by Demski. Demski the other way. Demski looking for a centering option, delays, goes around the boards to Norton. Norton will take his time. Norton fires a shot. Trying to redirect it was Blackburn. Couldn't get a touch on it, and it's sent back for Osborne to carry with 30 seconds left on the power play. 10 minutes left in the first period. Scores 0-0. Going left to Norton. Norton couldn't handle the pass. Eventually is met by Demski, and it's kept by Wavon. Wavon goes right to Blackburn. Blackburn unable to handle that one, too. And it's set back into the own goal area of Gallagher. Gallagher able to play with the stick. 4 seconds left on the power play. Sent back in, and Amato will get there. Power play is over. Goes to Tintera. Tintera up ahead to Dory. Then it's to Harris. Harris spin pass to Tintera was deflected up over his stick, so it goes back into the Braves territory where Amato will take it. Amato goes over to Esposito. Esposito, centering pass, off the mark for Dory. Around the goal goes Simpson. Simpson plays it back. Now it's played up ahead. Stretch pass is made for Baldwin. Baldwin entering with a lot of speed. Shot is deflected up out of play by Esposito.
Couple good chances there for Bradley on the man advantage. Couple good shooting lanes. Definitely trying to use that point option. We saw Norton and Esposito both registering shots on the man advantage, both coming from around the blue line. Norton's coming closer to the near dot, but they're definitely looking for the redirects and rebounds.
One back and shot on. It was Borchler with the shot. Poked in. Still can't get it across the goal line as it hit the back of the cage. Borchler plays it over. Sent in. It's cut off and sent out, but kept in and slapped on. Krolik tried to redirect it in. Sent it for Simpson to handle. Plays it over to Baldwin. Borchler rather. Borchler throws it ahead, but Osborne will glove and hold.
Good surge there for the Cyclones. Couple good shots. Saw out in front, Osborne had to sprawl out. Not sure if he actually ended up making the saves in the shot. I think the Bradley defense was able to stifle up that rebound. Still some good positioning there by Osborne.
Win is it back, and Wavon plays it around, but it's kept in. Now behind the goal is Roland. Roland sets it back, trying to find Szczurek, but cut off by Norton. Norton coming the other way. Norton with Dory to his left. He's poked free of the puck, but gets it back. Wraparound shot is deflected by a Cyclone in front. Backhanded and played up. And now it's Ramsey with it. Ramsey goes right to Roland. Roland back to Sampson. Sampson's shot is deflected, but close-up chance. Big save, Osborne, and he is able to cover. Point-blank opportunity by Roland is held by Osborne. Good save there.
That was probably the best save that Osborne's had to make in this game on that rebound. Just took a funny bounce off the initial shot. Cyclones trying to force the rebound in. Osborne stands tall.
Drawn back and taken by Wavon. Wavon goes around to Dembski. Dembski unable to hold it. Does end up back behind the goal for Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall leaves it for Safani. Back to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall tried to go up top. Eventually does come to Safani. Safani with the opening lane shoots. That goes well wide. Back the other way is Harris. Harris trying to do a stretch pass. Other way come the Cyclones. Pass to the back post was off the mark. Safani still able to keep it in. Redirected wide. Sent up. Taken by Harris. Harris trying to poke it along. And there's a whistle and a stoppage.
Pretty hectic sequence there for the Cyclones. Joe Power Wavon actually lost his stick. He's going to go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for tripping, but he lost the stick, and Bradley was trying to clear it out, so he went to go retrieve his stick. It was kept in, however, by the Cyclones. A great interception. Forced a short 2-on-1 where Osborne had to come up with a great save. But after Bradley was unable to convert on their power play, the Cyclones get their own.
Rutkowski with it. Rutkowski goes right. Now back to Rutkowski. To Baldwin. Baldwin shooting. Pad save. Deflected up and out of play by Osborne.
It was a high-rising shot there off a stick of Baldwin. Baldwin's got 18 goals on the year. He registered one yesterday. Ended up being the game winner. So he's looking to find the twine some more.
6:57 left in the first. Scoreless here at the Owens Center. Sent deep and cleared by Peters. Rutkowski will hold and start the charge. Goes right to Baldwin. Baldwin trying to enter with some speed. Trying to make a move, but he's poked away. Goes back to Rutkowski. Rutkowski's a shot. That's blocked aside by Osborne. Poked up by Esposito. But Baldwin able to keep it in. Sent around for Lee. Lee right there. Back to Baldwin. Baldwin back to Lee. Lee goes up top. Back to Lee. Lee shooting. That one's deflected. And eventually it comes out, but it's kept in by Bonvin. Bonvin couldn't do much with it. It's backhanded out by Peters. Braves will change. Rutkowski will take. 50 seconds left on the man advantage for the Cyclones.
Some good puck movement there by Iowa State, but most of the shooting lanes have been shut down by Bradley.
Von Leeuwenhall the other way with a lot of speed. He'll go around the goal. No, he centers it instead. Shot from the point. Still in front, and eventually Demski was able to clear it out. Several good opportunities for Cyclones, just couldn't put past Osborne. Von Leeuwenhall sends it in. In retrieve is Dory. Dory sends it around, but it's kept in. Still battling that was Adkins. Now it comes back to Adkins. Adkins avoids one, gets to the corner, backhands for Sarbiker. Sarbiker now shooting. That was blocked aside by Osborne. Still in front, cleared away by Barnett, and the penalty has expired. Chasing is Blackburn to Szurek. Szurek able to ward him off. Szurek goes right to the goal. Delays, now sends a pass up to Pfeifless. Pfeifless right side to Lee, or to Zimmerman. Back to Pfeifless. His shot goes well high. Trying to find Pfeifless in the middle. The Braves come away with it. And now it's Columbi. Columbi goes off the glass. Unable to keep it in with Szurek, and it'll go all the way back for Borcheller to handle. Borcheller goes to Szurek. Szurek up ahead. He's got Zimmerman to his right, trying to go all the way to the goal. It's blocked away, touched away by Osborne. Zimmerman up top to Szurek. Szurek drives. That one's well wide. Krolik unable to do much with it. Szurek tried to keep it in. Now Norton with it. Norton crosses neutral ice into the zone. Fires a shot, gets off. Chased by Harris. With some speed, goes right. Pass was cut off by Tintera. And now it's Wavon. He's met with a hit. Spinning back is Simpson. Simpson goes to Borchiller. Borchiller back to Simpson. Now Ramsey back to Simpson. Simpson fires it. That was Borchiller. There's Roland. Still in front of the goal before eventually a Brave comes out with it. Demski up, able to play it ahead. Now Tintera the other way. Tintera unable to hold the pass. Now Safoni, he's met with a hit by Peters. Tintera still with it, wraps around. Unable shooting. Big glove by Galliard as Barnett had a good look at goal.
Wow, Tintera with some sick stick handling. All the way from the near corner, stick handled his way past three Cyclones, trying to bring it to Wayne Gretzky's office, and a great opportunity at the point for Joe Power Wavon. Tried to put it on net. There was a scrum out in front. Galliard might have made the save, but good sequence for Bradley.
And it's tipped and held by Galliard. Amato with the shot, Radke with the tip.
Another redirect there for Bradley. They've had about 3 or 4 thus far in this game. Some of them coming on the power play. You got about half their shots thus far on net coming off of the redirects.
Taken by Blackburn. Blackburn centers a pass to Peters. Peters trying to stuff it home. Is turning away as a Cyclone defender. Now it's played back. Holding is Kessel. Kessel goes left now. Backhanding pass is cut off by Harris. He was met with a hit. Coming up left side. Centering is Baldwin. Baldwin is met with a hit. But Button will get there. Button now wraps around shooting. Good save by Osborne with the stick hand. Backhanded in front. Shot is deflected up and over the goal. Now it's set back. Baldwin is able to keep it in. Now it's Lee. Lee sends it back behind the goal where Amato will have to retrieve it. He goes up to Peters. Peters has Blackburn on the far side. Pass wasn't strong enough. Lee goes behind the goal to Baldwin. Back to Lee. Lee to Baldwin. Baldwin. Centering pack off the stick. Now it's sent back in for Baldwin. Baldwin. Pass off the mark. Shuffled out of the zone so Bradley can change. Met by Barnett. Barnett avoids a cyclone, but loses the puck. Spinning away is Adkins. Adkins. And now it's Sarbaker. Sarbaker met by 2 Braves. Sarbaker able to come away with it. Backhands for Adkins. Adkins goes all the way back to his D-man, who is unable to hold the puck at the line. Now it's kept and taken by Dembski. Dembski leaves for Harris. Harris puts a shot on. That's blocked away by Galliard. Now Sajurek sends it around for Stefani, but it gets all the way to Von Leeuwenhall. Some miscommunication there. Tintera ends up with it. Now it comes up to Wavon. Wavon sends it into the corner where it will be held by Dembski. Dembski plays it in behind. Tintera. Tintera. Pass back to Dembski. Battle in front. The puck eventually scoots over to Sifoni. Sifoni trying to clear and is able to get it past the blue line. However, Wavon holds it in that side, and the period expires. So at the end of 1, both teams scoreless as it was yesterday, and with 11 shots on goal each. Both playing pretty even, I would say, at the end of this first one.
Yeah, right now it's a carbon copy of the game that we saw yesterday. The Cyclones came out, they bounced out, had some great early chances. Their first few shifts, they were really dominant. Then Bradley was kind of able to kind of get settled in, and they had some chances of their own, both team with 1 power play opportunity. So we'll have to see what the second period brings. That's where the scoring broke out for us yesterday. So we'll have to see what's next.
Once again, at the end of 1, both teams scoreless. Cooper Kaplan alongside John Collin. We'll be back for the second period. Thanks for listening. We are back for the start of the second period for the Bradley Braves and Iowa State Cyclones hockey game. Scoreless after one. Both teams with some pretty equal opportunities, but not able to get one past either goaltender. Both playing with some good pressure. Pretty equal. Faceoff is won by the Braves. It's taken and thrown ahead by Esposito, where it's taken down by Radke. Radke enters, still with it. Radke trying to fire a pass over to Esposito, but it was cut off. Amato sends it in. Now Safani leaves it for Button. Button couldn't clear it out. Safani met by Blackburn. Baldwin pokes it free. Zurich up ahead. Button back to Zurich. Back to Button. Button throws it over to Osborne. He sticks it aside. Now it's held. And trying to play it up is Peters. Backhanded and behind. Now it's met by Braves, where they're able to clear it to neutral. Good stick by Harris. Harris sends it off the glass in. Safani tried to get there. Now it's Tintera. Tintera bouncing it in front of the goal. Poking at it is Harris, and there's a whistle, and we'll have a face-off coming.
Good zone entry there by Tintera, bringing up the right wing. Trying to force himself a good shot. However, it was stifled a little bit by the defense of the Cyclones, so just flipped up on Galliard, covered it up.
Tintera able to win it back for Barnett. Barnett's shot is gloved and held by Galliard, so we'll do it again.
Another redirect there. That one coming from Cole Harris that time. Good shot there by Barnett. Harris getting some of the wood on it. Good stoppage by Galliard, however.
Tintera wins it off the draw, but then it goes back to Baldwin. Baldwin trying to send it up. No, that's Bonvin, rather. Now Bonvin away with it, backhands. Now it's sent ahead. Coming the other way with some speed. Now Osborne to play. Osborne almost handed it right to a Cyclone. Now it's taken by the Braves, and Tara sends it up. Held by Bonvin. Backhanded over to Dembski. Dembski avoids his own player, sends it in, gets off for a change. Rutkowski with it. Rutkowski enters neutral. Now we'll enter the Brave zone. Left side, trying to avoid one. This is the puck. Slap shot is wide. Now it's backhanded and sent in. Colombi chasing after it. Now Dory able to keep it. Off the skate of Dory. It comes out to now in behind. Delays. Now they start the rush. Peter tried to keep it in, but he was not able to. A shot on is blocked aside by Osborne. It's played back to Simpson. Back to Krolik, back to Simpson. So the shot is high. It goes all the way to Norton. Norton taps it ahead. He'll chase his own tap, where it's covered by Borchler. Borchler goes over to Simpson. Simpson back to Borchler. Borchler up ahead. Off the mark. Esposito plays it center ice. Now it's played in behind. Esposito will get there first. He goes to Blackburn. Blackburn plays it along. Borchler keeps it. Osborne will play it off the boards. Unable to. And there's a whistle and a stoppage.
I think they're calling it as it was an offsides. Cyclones player didn't know it. We'll get ourselves a neutral zone draw.
Tintera wins it back. Over to Power Wave on. Power Wave on off to Dembski. Dembski chips it along to trying to find Cole Harris off his stick. Now it's taken by Krolik. Krolik sends it up. Coming was Roland. Roland in behind comes to Ramsey. Ramsey is met by a hit. Centering pass was cut off by Tintera the other way. Speedy Tintera trying to avoid Safani. Gets his own dump in. Now it's Harris with it behind the goal. Harris delays. Now goes back to Amato. Amato, or Barnett rather, goes to Harris. His shot is wide. Now it is taken up by Ramsey. Ramsey up ahead. Right side the other way, coming Rolling. Rolling couldn't handle the pass. It's tapped along. Dembski meets there. 3 Braves in there. And it comes out to Tintera. Tintera chips ahead trying to find Blackburn. Blackburn gets a stick on it, but Safani able to knock it away, and then Galliard clears. Goes far side trying to find Button. And he's able to keep it in. Sejerk plays it around. Backhanded. Good give and go there from Lee. Lee went down low and then back to the slot, but his shot was off the mark. Back the other way come the Braves. He's got Peters to his right. He'll shoot. That's Columbi. That's Radke. Now back the other way come the Cyclones. Here is Baldwin. Baldwin leaves, trying to find Lee, and it's cleared out by Amato. Should be icing, and it will.
Radke taking a page out of the Cyclones playbook yesterday. Cyclones at the beginning of the game probably fired about 3 or 4 pucks on Joshua Sule yesterday. Radke did some of the same thing today, just fired a high rising shot on Galliard. He was able to address it.
One back to Rutkowski. Rutkowski goes right. Now a shot on by Von Levenhall is held by Osborne.
Osborne made the save, but he didn't exactly know where it was, so he just barreled down, held himself stable, got the stoppage.
Back to Rutkowski again to Von Leeuwenhall. Back to Rutkowski. Rutkowski goes far side, but pass off the mark. Here's Norton. Norton puts a shot on. That goes well wide. Dory able to meet there. Now it's sent back in by Amato. Dory chases. Baldwin avoids one. Now it's chipped along. Up ahead to Sarbaker. Sarbaker entering the zone. Still with it. Now this is Kessel. Kessel, backhander, was taken away by Columbi, but it's kept in. Shooting and gloved and held by Osborne.
Bonvin on that shot. Had a fairly good shooting area there. Kind of at the middle of the dot, or the far dot. Put it on net on Osborne. Got to find a better shooting position, though. Or place it better, because that one was just right into the chest of Osborne.
Baldwin wins it back. Shot on is blocked wide. Taking it back, sending it over to Simpson. Simpson rings it around, but it's a whistle.
That puck off the point shot of Simpson fired it. Like it hit off maybe the stick of Krolak. It went out of play.
Taken back and sent in by Simpson. They'll be met by Barnett. Barnett trying to scoot it along, gets to Harris. Harris can't get very far, but it does come eventually to Power Wave on. Wave on got Dembski to his right, also Cole Harris with him. He'll take it himself, trying to find Dembski. Backhand was just off the mark. And behind, Cyclones. Dembski trying to put a hit on, but falls. It's sent up and into the ceiling, so that'll be out of play and a face-off coming.
Yeah, it was Fifless who sent that one into the ceiling. Again, a very low ceiling at the Owen Center, so it's easy when you try and sky the puck out of your own end. Maybe hit one of the rungs in the ceiling and force the puck right back in your end.
One back by the Cyclones. Spinning away and setting up his Kessel. Now it's met by Radke. Radke centering pass, finds! Couldn't tell who it was. He found Peters point blank, couldn't stuff it home. Now slapped on by Simpson. Backhanded up out of play.
Great chance for Peters out in front, set up by Radke, right at the top of the blue crease. Try to put a high rising shot on Galliard. Galliard coming out to challenge him. Good stoppage.
Back by the Braves, sent long. All the way for Safani to retrieve. Safani met by a big hit from Norton. Back the other way shooting was Cole Harris off the pad. Columbia puts a hit on. Back the other way is Ramsey. Ramsey trying to play it to himself. Now he gets it back. Has Rolling in front, but it's taken away by Norton, and then it was mishandled by Dory. And that'll go for an icing.
Yeah, the Bradley Braves are trying to argue that Dory tipped that at the red line. Referees say that, or at least they're currently saying the referees are meeting right now and they're discussing it. So it looks like they're actually going to revoke that call. Looks like they're actually going to put the face-off at center ice. Good pickup there by the referees. You don't want to force the puck to be put into the Bradley's defensive zone when it wasn't a true icing. So good job by the officials right there.
Yeah, good communication between both of them to get the call right. That's what we all want. Power wave on, backhands to Harris. Harris goes back to power wave on, who looks to send it long. It's batted by Tintera. Now taken and sent up ahead by Safani. Now Button cuts it off. Button enters. And it's taken by Tintera. Tintera sends in. Dembski will chase after it. It's cut off by Galliard. Dembski's still there, puts a hit on. Now Button backhands to Safani, or to Sejurik. Button wheels back. Now Safani with it. Safani up ahead to Sejurik. Sejurik sends it in for himself, but it's cut off. And behind the goal, battling is Baldwin along with Power Wave on. Now Sejurik with it. Avoids one, now two. Wraparound attempt. Delays, fires, pass to the far side. Baldwin, and he puts it home, giving the Cyclones a 1-0 lead.
Dominant play there by Suzik. Down low, all the way from the far point, was able to force himself to the near dot, all the way behind the net. And it looks like Osborne overextended himself on what he thought was going to be the first pass attempt. Suzik actually held on to it, then sends it across to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman put it into a wide open cage.
So now Bradley trails with 10:30 left in the second. Yeah, Sejurik did a nice job of delaying the pass and then forced Osborne to come out too far. And Baldwin was able to put the backside pass home. Radke bats it in, but then it's sent up by the Cyclones. Now back into the Cyclone zone. Icing waved off. Rutkowski will take it. Rutkowski goes right to Kessel. Kessel ahead. Eventually comes to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall gets in the corner. Now it is Adkins with it. Adkins spins, shoots, and it's held by Osborne.
To go back to the goal, the Bradley defense has also got to be able to block that passing lane. It's a common known fact that the Cyclones like to do some cross-crease opportunities, backdoor chances. So when there's a Cyclone player who's got the puck behind the net or is trying to force himself in front of the net, you got to be able to cover the opposite side.
Yes, definitely. As Dory goes to a stretch pass for Columbi. Columbi trying to send it ahead, gets it back, goes over, firing a shot that's low. Trying to tip it home was Norton. Norton still with it, backhands behind for Columbi to deal with. Also Dory still there. Comes out to Baldwin. Baldwin delays, fires it around to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall tips, keeps it. Now comes with some speed, lays it off for Bonvin. Bonvin, long pass, finding Von Leeuwenhall. He tips it in, avoiding the icing. And so Amato will come away with it. Amato leaves for Norton. Norton delays. Now fires a pass that's cut off. Good stick check by Esposito. But still maintaining it are the Cyclones. Backhand pass comes to Krolik. Krolik gets it back. Back the other way. It is sent for Bortschiller. Bortschiller off the glass. Finds Feifless, who sends it in. Now it's in behind. Now sent back. Krolik sends a centering pass that's gloved and held by Osborne.
First goal of the game, however, momentum seems to have fizzled out a little bit by the Cyclones. Feels like Bradley's been able to find their moorings once more. And again, Bradley's got to keep in mind that their top line is going to get chances. That's Intera, Harris, and Dembski. They're going to be able to get themselves chances. It's whether or not they bury it. The defense for Bradley, they've got to be able to remain firm, however.
Wavon will take it. Sends it up ahead for Peters. Peters trying to play it along, but it's taken by Sejurik. Sejurik off the boards to Rolling. Rolling. He's met by Rathke. Rathke takes it. Rathke battling hard. Sejurik comes away with it. He's met by Rathke. Rathke trying to steal it away, but it gets to Safani. Safani up ahead to Shao. Shao was unable to make a play out of it. It's played off and taken by Power Wavon. Wavon goes to Barnett. Barnett delaying. Good patience. Sends it up. It's cut off and sent back in by Safani. Sejurik able to play it. Sends it around. Or taken by Rolling. Rolling up ahead, cut off by Amato. Amato backhands it to Dory. Dory avoids one, now shooting far side. Head, Norton on the far side, and he puts it home. Jordan Norton puts it away, and we are tied at 1.
Beautiful goal there for Bradley. Way to answer, too. We saw that the momentum for the Cyclones had kind of died out, so Bradley able to take advantage of that. This time is Joe Norton. Will put it to the back of the net. Great goal for Bradley.
Yeah, it seems like Norton's got off to a little bit of a slow start this year. Having seen him score a lot last year, and good to see him get one behind the net. Let's see if he can get another one here and extend his and the Braves' lead. Now it's played back to Rutkowski. Rutkowski over to Lee. Lee trying to find the return pass from Baldwin. Baldwin centers it, and it's taken by Norton. Norton up to Dory. Dory put it into the offensive zone, but then it comes back out to Amato. Amato puts it on target, and that will be sticked over to Rutkowski. Rutkowski plays back to Bortschiller. Bortschiller spins away, and now it's Baldwin. Baldwin up ahead to Bunton. Bunton's met by several sticks, and now he goes far side trying to find Tintera. And then it's kept in by Esposito. Esposito unable to do anything with it. Now Button the other way. Button delays, passes to Rutkowski. Rutkowski is met by a stick from Demski. Demski the other way. Demski looking to send it in and chase after himself, but he's met by a collision from Bunvin. And then the other way comes Lee. Lee is met by Power Wave on. Good use of the body, but his clearance goes into the netting.
Bunvin with a huge hip check on Demski. Usually it's Demski who's the one hitting the hipper out, but Demski got level with that one. But I want to go back to the goal because Matt Dorey made a spectacular pass to Joe Norton. Both the goals in this game have been backdoor goals. So, I mean, there's still time here within the second period, but when it comes to the second intermission, both these teams are going to have to figure out ways to shut down those backdoor opportunities because the majority of the goals in the series have come from the backdoor option.
And it's taken by Von Leeuwenhall. Leeuwenhall centers it. Ozzy comes out. Lay it on the ground, but Cyclones come away with it. Play back up top. Borchiller with a drive. That was blocked by Peters, but it does come to Von Leeuwenhall. No, rather Simpson. And we have a whistle and a stoppage.
Holding is going to be the penalty. And it looks like Bradley's going to be the culprit. So they'll go to the penalty kill, but a great selfless play made by Peters. Huge block that he was able to make. Brendan Peters laying the body out with his leg. It stung him a bit, but hopefully he'll be all right.
So Power Wave on heads to the box for holding. 2 minutes with 5:08 left. Tied at 1 here in the second. Draws one back by the Cyclones where Simpson plays it, then gets it back, and then it goes to Button. Button back to the corner and delays. Sends it over back to Button. Button goes to Sejurik. Sejurik goes to center. They thought it left the blue line, but no call. Still holding it is the Cyclones. Now it's Sejurik. Back to Simpson. Simpson drives, and it's blocked and tipped out of play for a stoppage.
Big save there by Osborne off of Adkins' shot. Took it from the top of the near side dot. A little bit of a screen there, too. Osborne able to get the blocker on it. Good save.
Taken back by Barnett. Net by Von Leeuwenhall. Now it's Baldwin. Baldwin. Back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman. Baldwin. Baldwin trying to crash Zimmerman with a shot. Big save. Osborne still battling there. And it is held and stopped. Great save by Osborne on the Baldwin attempt.
Another backdoor opportunity that the Cyclones tried to force there. Osborne comes up with 2 saves in that sequence. Keeps the game at 1s.
Taken and trying to clear, but Bonvin able to keep it in. Now sent into the corner for Baldwin. Baldwin goes to Zimmerman. No, that's Baldwin. Now Zimmerman with it. Now it goes up top to Bonvin. Bonvin goes back to Baldwin. Baldwin up top to Zimmerman. Zimmerman shoots. And it is gloved and held by Osborne. It was Lee actually with the shot.
Great puck movement, though. Good give and go. We saw Lee receiving the pass there from Baldwin right at the near side. Put a good shot on Osborne. Osborne came out to challenge him, too. It's a great positioning on his part.
Yeah, it's the pass to the corner from the left side, then the movement back to the front of the goal that's been really working for these Cyclones. Sejurik goes right to Baldwin. Baldwin down to Lee. He's shoved to the ground. Harris trying to poke it around. Still battling, both go to the ice, where it's eventually taken by Sejurik. Sejurik fires a shot. That's redirected wide. Now it's played back and backhanded up and out for Galliard to play. Penalty will expire. Play back for Szurek. Szurek goes to Bunton. Bunton, he's stripped of the puck of Dembski. Dembski plays it over. He's got Norton in the corner. Norton centering pass, trying to find Blackburn. It's cut off. Rathke sends it back in. It's batted down by Esposito. And then a poke and some extra contact and a stoppage.
And are we actually going to see a... Now, I'm wondering why they're putting the face-off in Bradley's end. The man who's manning the penalty box opened up the door, and there was a Cyclone player who was arguing for holding. Looks like the referees decided not to call it.
So 2:41 left. Tied at 1. Lee able to win the draw, but it goes right to Norton. Norton coming with speed. He's got Blackburn with him. Norton shoots it. It's blocked aside. He'll chase his own miss, but it gets to Blackburn. Blackburn behind the goal goes back to Norton. Norton goes up top. No, he sends it in, but the pass is deflected, and Borchiller the other way goes left. Here comes Lee. Lee delays, goes far side. Shooting and scoring is Bodman on the far side. Off the feed from Lee, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones.
There it is. Another backdoor. Bonvin, the late attacker. Defenseman comes in along the right wing, and no one sees him. Spectacular pass there by the Cyclone forward. Bonvin grabs it, puts it top shelf on Osborne. It's a 2-1 game.
Yeah, you're right. It was a backdoor, but it wasn't your close-up backdoor. He had some distance to cover, but had an open lane and drove it. Good finish and good find from Lee. So 2-1 here. Here come the Braves right back the other way. Harris trying to chase the Terra's miss. It's covered and held by Galliard.
Yeah, thus far the Cyclones have done a pretty good job of shutting down Bradley's top line of Harris, Tintera, and Dembski. They had some chances in the first period, but nothing here thus far in the second.
Is taken by Harris. Harris drives to the net, and Dembski is met with a hit towards the face.
Yeah, that's going to be high sticking. High sticking the call.
Yeah, it'll be on Simpson. Austin Simpson will be sent to the box. So late in the second period, Braves with a good opportunity to equalize right before the intermission.
Tried a beautiful opportunity. Bradley can't ask for a better chance right now. Really changes the dimension of the third if you're able to come out of here at evens.
Shot is off the point. Then it gets to Tintera. Tintera's shot is blocked. Now it's delayed by Barnett. Barnett to Tintera. Tintera crashing back to Barnett. His shot goes wide. Tintera leaves back for Amato. Amato back to Tintera. Tintera over to Esposito. Esposito slides over. Now Amato a shot. That's blocked wide. Trying to clear it. And it is met by Esposito, but Lee is there to delay some time. Game clock and penalty clock near equal, about a 1 second differential. Here's Esposito entering. Esposito delays, waits for his teammates to arrive, then goes far side to Amato. Amato over to Norton. Norton mishandles it, but does get it over to Rathke. Rathke back to Norton. Norton over to Amato. Amato back to Norton. Norton shooting, passing. Shot on the far side off the post by Barnett. Good backdoor opportunity there, but Barnett stays with it. Barnett back to Norton. Norton over to Barnett. Barnett back to Norton. Norton shoots. Trying to redirect it with Rathke in front, and it goes all the way around, trying to clear it as Lee. He's met by a hit from Barnett. Barnett comes falling to the ground. Still battling, and eventually it's chipped up and out. I think it was Szurek on the chip. So 30 seconds left on the power play. Ozzy delays, had no one to pass it to. Centering pass is made. Great stick check by Norton.
That's going to be a slash right there. Yep. And that's a penalty that can fall into the category of smart penalties. Norton knew that right after. Without the slash, that's probably a one on none for Osborne, a sudden one as well. So, although you hate to take the penalty, that falls under the smarter category of ones where, hey, if you got to take it, you got to take it.
Yeah, I think Bradley was caught in a change, and Ozzie had no one to play it to, so he tried to play it out wide. It was met by a cyclone, and then coming back was Norton. He had no other option, really, but to slash the stick to deny the goal-scoring opportunity. So 15 seconds to 4-4 hockey, 12 seconds left in the period. It is sent back to Bonvin. Bonvin plays it right side to Bunton. Bunton spins, delays, passes, but the pass was behind the intended target, and that'll end the second period. So at the end of 2, the Cyclones lead the Braves 2-1. Having a good opportunity was the Braves getting the late power play, but then the penalty on Norton negates that. So it'll be tough to see, or interesting to see, if Bradley can battle back or if the Cyclones are able to attack one on and extend the lead.
Certainly a great opportunity for Bradley at the end of that period. Barnett hitting one off the post. I mean, coming into the third period, this is just the inverse of what we saw yesterday. Bradley's shown that they're able to score against this team, and they've also been able to show that they've been able to play some defense. So it all comes down to this in the third.
All right, so after the end of 2, Cyclones 2, Braves 1, Cooper Captain alongside John Collin. We will see you for the third period. And we are back for the third period of action for the Braves and the Cyclones. Cyclones lead 2-1, getting a goal with about 3 minutes left in the second. What do you think Bradley has to do to come back and tie and even maybe take the lead in this one?
Well, I think their top line's got to adjust a little bit. Tintera, Harris, and Dembski, top line for the Bradley Braves. They haven't had that many chances, or they didn't get that many chances within the second period. So they got to do some adjustments. We saw that second line for Bradley. Dory sending it across to Norton for the lone goal and a backdoor opportunity. Maybe take a page out of the Cyclones book. Try some more backdoor opportunities. But I'd say keep using that point chance as well. At the beginning of the game, they had those open shooting lanes from the point. They're still there if they want to use them.
So it's set in for Bunn to chase, and now they will have their own power play for 1:30. And it's cleared up by Harris. So 1:20 for the power play for the Cyclones. Sent over to Adkins. Adkins' shot is blocked in front. Now Szurek back to Adkins. Adkins plays down low. Delaying. Set back to Pfeifless. Pfeifless over to Adkins. Now up top to Szurek. Szurek delays. Now finding a centering pass that was taken by Pfeifless. Might have been intended for Adkins on that backside, on that back tour, like we've been talking about earlier. It's been open, and it was open, but it was deflected in front. Now back in behind, taken by Adkins, back out, but mishandled by Bunton. They'll have to reset. So Szurek will enter. He's met with a stick check, and it's taken away by the Braves, and it's sent in by Radke. For Galliard to touch for Borchler. Going right side and carrying is Baldwin. Baldwin trying to beat one, now two. Jumped off his stick. Bondman trying to play back to Baldwin. And then is taken by Radke. Radke whips it long for Norton. Norton with Dembski there as well. Dembski driving, shoots, and it's held, so they'll get a face-off in the Cyclone zone.
Norton right out of the box. Gets a good chance up along the left wing. Able to put a shot on. Swallowed up over by Galliard.
Tapped back for Baldwin or for Bonvin. Back to Bonvin. Slides over to Rutkowski. Plays it up. Then center over to Baldwin. Baldwin, good sticks there. Try to slide over. Backhand shot. It goes wide. It was backhanded by Rawling. Now it's kept in by Zimmerman to Baldwin. Now back to Zimmerman to Baldwin. Baldwin pass trying to find Chow in front, but it was off the mark. Eventually it is taken by Columbia the other way, right side to Barnett. Barnett delays and sends it around. Chasing his own dump. Now goes right side. Cross pass was gloved. Trying to glove it down was Peters. Eventually comes to Esposito. Esposito chips it up and over, but it hits an official, so it didn't get all the to its intended target, which was Blackburn. Ozzie will play it. Backhanded, back to Esposito. Esposito up ahead to Blackburn. Blackburn unable to handle it. Comes back to Esposito. Esposito's clearance denied. Now played back, slapped on by Borchler, but it was blocked in front by Blackburn. Braves will go off for a change, but there'll be an icing.
Yeah, it's been all Cyclones thus far within this third period. Some great chances. We saw a 2-on-1 where Baldwin just sent a backhander past the far post. If they keep surging this way, they're going to get more chances like that.
Here's Von Leeuwenhall with it behind the goal. Backhands to Adkins. Adkins met with a hit. Still battling. Von Leeuwenhall sends it in. Now Esposito. Esposito fires a long pass. Trying to find Rathke, but it gets delayed for Cole Harris. Harris a shot. That's gloved up and over the goal by Galliard. Good shot and blocked by Galliard. Sending it over to Barnett. Barnett centers it, but it's sent back in to the Brave Zone. Power wave on there, and he cuts it off, so it'll be an icing.
Good chance there for Cole Harris. Surging up the left wing, fired a shot in and out of the glove of Galliard. Popped up over the net. We'll see if he gets more chances like that.
It is taken by the Cyclones. Here's Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall leaves for Pfeifless. Pfeifless backhanded. Goes all the way to Barnett. Barnett sends it up ahead. Touched on by Tintera. Back to Harris. He has Tintera in front. Tintera backhander. And it is squeezed by Galliard.
Great chance there, give and go. Tintera to Harris. Harris eventually getting it back to Tintera. Tintera fired a good backhand shot. However, it was swallowed up by Galliard.
Taken back by Stefani over to Pfeifless. Pfeifless trying to get it over and does. Now it is sent in for Esposito to handle. Zimmerman pursued him. Now a hit's put on by Krolik. Ends up with two Cyclones battling and one Brave. Battling with the stick is Krolik, and Krolik sends Debski to the ice, or Dory to the ice. Here they come again. Krolik with Amato. Amato will get there first. He'll turn. Now has time. Delays. Now sends a pass to Rathke, but it's off the mark. And they'll go for an icing.
Got to be able to connect on that pass. Amato had a Rathke wide open along the left wing. Pass outside of his reach. It's an icing.
It's taken into Button. Met by a hit. Still battling. Then Rathke comes away with it. Rathke chips it ahead, trying to find Blackburn. But Bunton comes away with it. Bunton enters. He's met with a stick. Good stick by Peters. Peters pursuing Rutkowski. Rutkowski backhands along to Baldwin. Baldwin now advances to Rutkowski. Rutkowski enters, finds Baldwin. Baldwin's shot is blocked in front. Good block there by Dory. Back the other way comes Tintera with Blackburn. Pass went off of his stick. It's kept in by Tintera, or by Dembski. Dembski into the corner, now behind the goal. Dembski falls. Now Tintera with it. Tintera looking for a centering option. Backhands. Spin pass is off the mark for Cole Harris. Harris now with it. Harris to Tintera. Goes all the way back to Wavon. Wavon trying to send it in, and it's flown deep, but a good bounce. And it is passed along to Barnett. Could have been a breakaway, but it took a nice hop for Osborne to cover and then play out to his defenseman. But we continue. It is taken now by Ramsey. Ramsey enters, spins back, delays. Butcheller drive. That one's blocked aside. Now back to Ramsey. Ramsey still with it. Now gets in front of the goal. Shooting. Debski comes away with it. And his dump is good enough for Bradley to change. As it's taken by Norton. Norton goes off the glass, but it was cut off. And now it's Ramsey the other way. Ramsey played it over to Kessler, but he couldn't do much with it. Goes off the glass, could not be kept in. This is 2 red players before it's tapped behind the goal. Norton puts a hit on, good use of the body there. Goes all the way back to Wavon, Power Wavon, plays it up ahead, tapped along by Dory for Norton to chase, but it's taken by Bortscheller. He brings it around. Having trouble to get rid of it was Atkins. Now comes to Rathke with a great chance in front. Couldn't get a very accurate shot off. Now Barnett, good delay there to avoid a defender, but his pass couldn't get past the second guy. Rathke enters, but he's met with a good stick. Still battling there and coming away with it is ISU. Here's Von Leeuwenhall. He shoots, and it's covered by Osborne.
Wow, that was a lot of consecutive hockey right there. That was about 4 or 5 minutes without a whistle. Just going back and forth. Rathke with a grade A chance in between the dots. Missed the net, unfortunately, for Bradley.
Score is still 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones with 11:40 left here in the third. Good opportunity for the Braves. See if they can keep the pressure on. Shot on and blocked away by Osborne. Comes to Bunton. Bunton, good stick handling there. Goes to the corner for Lee. Lee's met with a hit by Wavon. Wavon coming the other way. Tipped ahead. Harris. Now it's Tintera. Tintera. That top line's out there. Tintera gets fluttered to the corner. Tintera trying to go over to Cole Harris. Now it's kept in by Power Wavon. His shot is high and having trouble reading it was Galliard, but now back the other way comes Fifeless. Fifeless, he's got Krolik to his right, but he'll just send it in for himself. For Power Wavon, he's met by 2 red jerseys. And now it's Harris with it. Harris, good use of the body to way off Sajuric, but ends up losing the puck anyway. Fifeless, centering pass is cut off. Now it's Esposito. Esposito enters. Esposito. Oh, he had 1 man to beat, but his last second maneuver just couldn't get her by the Cyclone defender. And now it's back the other way. Lee. Lee goes right side to Bunton. Bunton with Lee in front. Bunton goes around. Leaves it for Lee. Lee now delays. Goes back behind. Trying to find Lee on the return pass. That's been something they've been trying to force all day. But it ends up into the stick of Safani over to Sajuric. Played into Osborne again, and he'll glove and hold for a whistle.
With under 10 remaining here, you'll probably start to see the Bradley defensemen start to take some more risks, join in the forwards on the rush. We saw Esposito just a couple shifts ago join in on the rush. Again, he had only 1 man to beat, so we'll have to see some more of that.
Sent around, but kept in by Bonvin. Bonvin. And then it's chipped up by Blackburn, so it'll be a face-off coming probably in the Bradley zone.
Yeah, it was Blackburn on the attempted clear because it came off of his stick and didn't hit off a Iowa State University stick. It'll be back and within Bradley's end.
One back to Power Wavon, who sends it around to Peters. Peters trying to tap it along to himself, but it's cut off. And then it is taken back the other way. Here's Peters. He's got Blackburn with him. Backhander. Tried to go far corner. Good spread by Galliard to knock it away. Now it's kept in by Power Wavon. Blackburn now with it. He's met by Burtkowski. Pinned in the corner. Now Barnett is there. We have a bit of a stall. Now Barnett comes away with it. Barnett shooting, and it's gloved and held by Galliard.
Barnett on the shot. He had a couple open passing lanes, whether it was Esposito or Dembski. Unfortunately, he was thinking all shoot there. Fired it on net. Just save made by Galliard.
It's drawn back and taken back by the Braves. Crashing towards the net, but he loses the puck. Borchler sends it ahead. Taken by Von Leeuwenhall. He sends it around to Borchler. Borchler back to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall has plenty of time. Can't make a very good pass. Now it comes all the way. A drive by Ramsey is blocked aside. It was Simpson actually with the drive. Now it's played back to the point. A shot by Borchler. That was blocked by a man in front. And it's deflected up and out of play.
Another good shift there from the Cyclones. Osborne able to stay down the shooter, however, keep his team within one.
It is won back by the Braves, where it is played ahead by Esposito. Dory now chips it along. Norton tried to cut it off. Then it gets to Esposito. Esposito backhands to Dory. Dory tried to knock it along, but it is taken by the Cyclones with 7:50 to go in the third. Now we'll reset and start the surge. Played back off for himself, but it's touched by Norton, and then Dory just wildly throws it in. Had a little bit more time to make a better option. But nevertheless, play continues. It is touched and kept in by Zimmerman. Now it's Krolik. Krolik met with a hit by Amato, and then he clears it, but it goes up out of play.
Yeah, Bradley probably gonna have to start budgeting some more of the time now. 7:20 remaining within the third. It's been a while since they scored.
Amato is met with a hit. He loses his stick. His stick goes flying to the opposite side, so he has no stick. So they're going to have to get this one out. And wisely done, although they give up an icing. Still, good play to get the puck out so that Amato could get his stick back, as it had flown all the way to the opposite side.
Yeah, Amato had absorbed a hit at the boards, and his stick went helicoptering over to the far corner. Probably went a good 20 feet.
Slapped over and touched by Peters, but he couldn't control it. And it is passed ahead and touched along for Baldwin. Baldwin spins away from a couple before Rathke comes away with it. Now Rathke comes the other way with plenty of speed. Rathke now enters. And it is trying to keep it in, but they can't. And Bunton comes the other way. Here's Bunton. His shot is gloved and held by Logan Osborne.
Good glove there by Osborne. It probably would have gone past the near post, but still a good display of quick reflexes there with the leather.
Taken by Wavon. Wavon goes off the glass, where we'll eventually come to Peters. Peters with Blackburn. Peters enters. He'll fire a shot. That's blocked. Pursuing is Blackburn. Eventually it comes to Adkins. Adkins' pass eventually goes to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall enters and couldn't get much of a shot off, and is held by Osborne.
Job there by Von Leeuwenhall for ISU. Put some pressure on Osborne after the shot.
Taken back by Iowa State, and it's shot on right away. It was blocked in front, never really got through. Over to Borchler. Borchler goes to Von Leeuwenhall. Von Leeuwenhall backhand. He's met with a huge hit by Dembski. Dembski lays a huge hit on him in center ice.
If you have your head down, Dembski's going to make you pay.
And now it is Atkins. Atkins plays it up, but it's kept in by Barnett. Barnett trying to make a play, eventually gets it over to Harris. Harris sends it deep. Able to get there as a Cyclone where he's checked by Dembski. Now coming away with it is Ramsey. Ramsey sends it ahead to Von Leeuwenhall. Leeuwenhall trying to chip it to himself, but it's Barnett now. Now it's taken by Tintera back to Barnett. Barnett goes far side. No, he delays. Now goes far side. Then it's carried along. But it's just taken by Iowa State. Now it's Borchler. Borchler trying to enter. Does not. Dory. Dory sends it over to Columbi. Columbi nicks it along, but had no one there. Goes over to Sejurik. Back to Safani. And it's tipped in. Power wave on. He's being heavily pursued by Rolling. Now it's shot in. Now Rolling with it again. Rolling will backhand to Sejurik. Sejurik pass to Ramsey was off the mark. Now delays. Fires a crossing pass. Good stick there by Esposito. Good read. He read that well. Here's Esposito the other way. Esposito, he'll look to shoot. That one goes well wide, but it goes all the way to Peters. He taps it along for Rolling to handle, and then goes back to Sejurik. Sejurik goes left, but it's cut off by Peters. Peters sends it back in. Now Safani with it. 4 minutes left. 2-1. Cyclones still lead. Goes right side to Fifeless. Fifeless trying to beat several Braves and able to get through them all to enter the zone. Esposito will get to the puck and send it around to Blackburn. Blackburn trying to play it ahead to himself, but it's kept by Zimmerman. Zimmerman lays it off, now gets it back. Zimmerman goes far side to Baldwin. Baldwin trying to avoid one, and eventually does get it in to Fifeless. Fifeless has a centering option, but it's nicely blocked in front by Rathke and held by Osborne.
And that chance arose after Espo pinched at the middle of the ice, try and force a turnover. Unfortunately, ISU was able to get past him. Had a good chance down at the other end, but if you're Bradley, you got to start taking more chances like that. Try and force those turnovers in neutral zone.
And it is taken by Krolik. Krolik back by Wavon. Good pin there. Now Tintera the other way. Tintera slips past one, now two. Now we'll dump it in and chase it himself. It's deflected into the corner, but Tintera will get there and play it back to Wavon, who couldn't keep it in the zone, so they'll have to wait for the rest of the Braves to get out. Now goes to Harris as deflected off his stick into the Cyclone zone. Goes all the way to Power Wavon. He goes back to Dembski. Dembski sends it in for Harris to chase. It's played by Galliard. Galliard leaves it for Krolik, or for Bonvin, and it's met by Columbi. Eventually it's chipped in and played aside by Galliard. And offside is called.
Dory losing his bucket there on the previous play after laying a hit down. Braves been fairly physical tonight.
Lee wins it back for Sejurik. Sejurik plays it back, trying to find Lee, and does. Lee's trying to spin away. Then comes to another Cyclone. Back to Lee. Lee goes up top to Sejurik. Sejurik delays. And it's taken away by the Braves. Braves not able to do much on these pass interceptions as they just turn over the puck right away. They want to get back in this one, they're going to actually have to connect some passes together. But it is kept in by the Cyclones, where Baldwin will get there first, being a motto to it. Then backhanded to Button. Button up top for Sejurik. His shot is low, didn't get anything on it, so Osborne was able to cover it.
Looked like 4-on-4 play within Bradley's end. Bradley taking a chance with the blue line of the opposite side of the ice. Blackburn was hanging out maybe for a breakout pass. ISU saw it, so they had a man covering him.
It's taken and then to the point where it is chipped in but held by Tintera. Tintera comes with speed, trying to beat the Cyclone, but he goes to the ground. Now it's caught by Barnett. Barnett, diving effort, great display of effort there. And it comes and is to Tintera. Tintera drives, and that's gloved and held by Galliard.
Smart placement of the shot there for Tintera, just to force the faceoff, fires it into the chest of Galliard. Galliard right now doesn't look like he's feeling too good. And Bradley's actually going to take their timeout right now.
So you got to put your number one line out there. Haven't gotten much success tonight, but it's one of those things where if they can just settle in to the Cyclone zone and get some passing going, I think they'll have a good opportunity to find an equalizer, but it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of skill.
That's right, and they got to start winning the board battles too. It all comes with winning the face-off, establishing yourself within the ISU zone, and start getting the Cyclones chasing you. Start getting them committing on the board battles, put it back up to the point, forcing it back down low, constant puck movement. Then get yourself an open shooting lane and try your best to try and get it past Galliard. But it all comes with the face-off. And we'll have to see whether or not Fitzgerald is going to put Osborne on the bench for the face-off or takes him off after.
Osborne getting some instruction, and his instruction is indeed to come off. So 6 on 5. You're right, winning this face-off is crucial. If they can get that, then they can set up the offense and get something, hopefully get something going. But it is won by Szczurek and kept in by Esposito. Esposito startled, but eventually was able to get it to Radke. And now it's Tintera. Tintera goes up top to Amato. Now they can settle. Here's Esposito. Esposito drives, but it was blocked in front. Now it's Esposito. He takes a shot. Here's Radke. Shoots! Still in front. Battle ensues. And they could not put it home. Great chance for the Braves. Only 54 seconds left. Trying to beat to the chase is Baldwin. He does get there first. He's met by a hit. And it is eventually poked and taken away by Tintera. Tintera goes far side to Dembski. Dembski falls to the ice. And then eventually comes to Norton. Norton delays and now has to enter it. 30 seconds left. Braves trying to do one final push here. Unable to keep it in with Tintera, and it is sent long, but that should be icing. No, because Baldwin will get there first, and that'll waste some precious time. And then it goes right up top. Now Esposito, 14 left. Esposito sending it on target. Tricky bounce. Wraparound shot. Now it's shot again. 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. And time expires. So after some last-minute drama, Iowa State comes away with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Bradley to swallow. They definitely had their chances within the third period, but the Cyclones come out on top. Second period was the deciding period. All 3 goals coming there. So definitely some stuff that Bradley can take out of this. And the next time they take the Cyclones, they'll at least know what they're about.
I think Bradley can learn that they can really play against these top teams if they really put on a good effort. They really play well at home. Unfortunately, they have lost 6 in a row now, but that doesn't really indicate how well they've played. You know, tonight and last night they played really, really exceptional hockey. Just one of those where you played really hard but just could not muster a point out of it.
Correct. We'll have to see how Bradley performs within the near future.
Yes, so once again, final score, Iowa State 2, Bradley 1. Cooper Cappan alongside John Collin. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening.